What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. As you can tell by the title, today we are talking about the Forge Induction Kit and whether it actually adds brake horsepower to an Abarth 595. Now, you'll be happy to know that it actually does. We remapped the car, put it on the dyno, and it came out 196 brake horsepower. Check out some of the other videos to see that. And then we put the induction kit onto the car, put it back on the dyno, and it came out at 211 brake. Now, what does an induction kit do? Why should you be looking at maybe buying one of these for your car? Well, first of all, it takes cold air from the scuttle panel, not inside the engine bay like the stock filter does. It takes it from outside of the engine bay in a scuttle panel through to bigger pipes that go directly into the turbo, giving you cleaner, colder airflow, meaning your turbo will perform better. That is essentially what its job is. Now, some people get it because it aesthetically looks good inside the bonnet. It obviously is carbon fiber. The pipes look bigger, you know, they're bigger. You can get different colors. I went for black because the interior of my engine is either going to be black hoses or carbon fiber. Some people I know go for the color of their car, and there are multiple options for the hose color. But for me, I went for black. Now, like I said, people talk about it either aesthetically helping or for the funny noise that it makes inside the cabin, which I'll be going on to later. But the big thing is it did increase horsepower. Two things to note. First thing, the air temperature of the room was very, very slightly colder by 2 degrees when we actually ran it between the remap running and the actual induction kit being fitted running. Now, I don't think 2 degrees is going to be, you know, the compensation of 15 brake horsepower. So the air filter, I think that Forge Induction Kit definitely helped. We ran it 3 times, and as the engine bay got hotter, the horsepower did decrease. So we started at 211, we had a 206 reading, and we finished on 203.5 or something. So realistically, if we're going to talk about the longevity of how long you're going to be driving the car, should I say, or like how hot your engine bay gets, so if, you know, you're going to start with X amount of horsepower, and after an hour of the car heating up, are you going to have less? I mean, these engines are always going to do that because of how compactly tight they are, unless you're going to put something like an intercooler on your car. So yes, it does increase your horsepower, and like I said, by the third run, it was only 7 brake horsepower more compared to the whopping 211 figure, which was amazing. But I definitely felt a difference on the turbo boost. So as soon as it hit 3,000 RPM and it kicks into gear, that extra clean air, I really felt a difference in the bite of the car. Now, does it mean this piece of kit is actually worth it for your Abarths, that extra 7 or 15 horsepower? Well, let's jump inside the car and I can explain a little bit more. I've decided to do this on the hottest day of the year, so I will have to put the windows up, drive with no aircon on so you guys can hear me, because I want you to be able to hear what this thing is like inside the cabin and go through some other key points. So the GoPro is on the car. I'm gonna have to put the windows up because otherwise you won't be able to hear me because this car is so freaking loud. But more importantly, I want you to be able to hear without any aircon on, without any music or anything, what the induction kit is like in the car and how loud it can be. Okay, we've got a clear stretch here, so let's see what she sounds like. So as you can hear, every single time I lift off my foot off the accelerator, you get that little whoosh, and the thing is, that's basically the turbo flutter coming through, but because this thing is cut into the scuttle panel, that's all you can hear every single time you lift your foot off the accelerator. So like now, I'm driving, just went to go 35 up to 40 mile an hour, I'm in a 40, and that's the noise I get all the time. And you got to think, it's just so infuriating, if I'm honest. You're driving this around as a daily and all you hear is what feels like a Hoover in your face all the time. It's just all the time. It's so loud in the cabin. The thing is, I've been very lucky. The last couple of weeks, it's been summer. It's 3 weeks of beautiful sunshine, so I've had the windows down the whole time. Now, as soon as you put the windows down, it actually isn't as loud as this. But as soon as you put the windows up like I have now, or you're on the motorway, it's very loud and very in your face. Now, don't get me wrong, if you turn your music up a little bit and you want to, I've got quite a loud exhaust, so I listen to my music quite loudly sometimes, you don't really hear it and you drown it out. But when you're just driving, you think, I just want to drive down the shops, I don't really want to have like a race car shouting at me in my face all the time, I don't want the Hoover noise, it's there all the time whether you like it or not. don't get me wrong, the first day you buy one of these and you have that noise, it's hilarious, it's really gimmicky, and you think to yourself, this is really fun, it's a good addition. After about 10 days, you just want to take it off. The thing is though, I've left it on because this is going to become more and more of a project car with more and more things being added to it, and the performance is definitely worth it. The only thing I don't like about it, if I put it in sport, is when you properly hoon it, you get a high-pitched wailing sound like this. So it's a proper Hoover sounding thing. And I've got to say, I'm really not a fan of that when you're trying to, sometimes you get like quite a nice car comes up next to you, you're obviously in an Abarth, so we're gonna race them. And we have like a good time, all I can hear is in my face, right here, all the time. So in terms of like, whether this is an addition you'd want to have, just to help you out here, if you're looking to add it to your daily purely for performance and you don't want the sound, do not buy one of these. That is the thing I've got to say. All honesty, don't put it on your car. The extra performance in the colder air when it's slightly cooler outside it's so phenomenal, but it's brilliant. But, and here's the big but, I think that's also because it aids the fact that I have a remap giving more boost through my turbo. So having more boost through the turbo and the cooler induction air, I think that's where I get the main 15 brake horsepower from. So if you haven't remapped your car, definitely wouldn't go and look to put one of these on to get that horsepower. You'd look for a remap, book in with AR, get a stage 1 remap. Don't get me wrong, I love the induction kit on my car. Like I said, there's a lot more that's going to go on this car, and it's definitely something that's going to aid performance and has aided performance in like the cooler days. I guess for me, the pros and cons go with regards to the noise of it. If I could have the induction kit, which I know that AR are trying to develop this at the moment, where it'll go through aluminium pipes, through the scuttle panel, back into the engine bay, yes, I would 110% have it, and I wouldn't even question it, because the noise wouldn't be in your face all the time, and it would just, you'd get the performance, which is exactly what you want it for. But I just don't know, as a daily, I feel like it would annoy a lot of people, and I know a lot of people say the cabin noise is too much. I personally can deal with it because, like I said, this is my daily at the moment, but it's going to become more and more of a project car, so I want these extra things, and I like putting these things on my car to be able to tell you people what it actually does for your car. So in terms of horsepower, yes, it does increase horsepower. Does it help with the remap? 110% helps with the airflow. Is it worth having on your car for performance? Yes, I think that is just an overall yes. Cons, the noise of it. Yeah, it is frustrating when you got your windows up, you haven't really got, like, you got the music down low, you maybe had a long day, you're driving back on a motorway. It is and can be very, very annoying. I'm going to let you guys be the deciders as to whether you'd keep it on your car or not, because obviously I have, and I will keep it on my car until, like I said, Ant creates that new thing, and then definitely getting him to do that. But effectively, I guess you guys are going to have to be the deciders, but that is what it's like inside the cabin. Well, there we have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of whether you've even got an induction kit and what it's done to your car, or whether you've been thinking about getting one and maybe this video helped you to get to a decision a little bit easier. I do enjoy the kit overall. I do have to say it is a fun addition to the car, especially with the other things that are going to be going on the car throughout. Next up is an intercooler, an AirTech intercooler that will be fitted by AR Autos very, very shortly. So that video is yet to come. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe. There's plenty more content to come.